set up and ready for takeoff here. All right. So takeoff in the A10. I'll wait until everybody gets here. So in the A10 in the sky, is he? Okay, he's still blowing shit up. Okay. Takeoff in the A10. Biggest thing is making sure your flaps are at half, not full, half. So one click down should be on the green line. It should be about 7 degrees of flaps. That is that flaps indicator is next to the gear handle, if you've forgotten where you're at. And then procedure for A10 takeoff. Generally, there's a couple ways we can do it. I can show you a few ways to do some different takeoff styles, but in general, the numbers. What are the numbers? 9 times out of 10, you want to do full throttle, brakes on. When you're ready to go, release brakes and leave. Nose wheel steering basically comes off right after you get airspeed movement on your HUD. So once you've passed 50 knots of indicated airspeed, you'll turn the nose wheel steering off. You'll have enough wind passing by the rudders to, give yourself some authority. So turn those off right then. Rotation usually comes about 130 to 140 knots. You generally want to be off the ground by the time you hit 150 to 160 knots, depending on weight. Otherwise, you'll start popping tires, and that's not fun. So, and then we're just going to do, once we leave, we're just going to do full throttle, nice, easy 5-degree climb up to whatever altitude I decide to at the time. All right. We're just going to do a rolling takeoff here. So I'm going to take off here in a moment. And then the next person can go, 8 or 9 seconds after me. All right?
Copy.
Sonaki traffic, flight 3810, sticking runway 27 for takeoff.
All right. Alrighty. All right, full throttle. All right, nose wheel steering off. I'm at V1, so I'm going to pull back and gear up. Yeah, 130, 140-ish. It's going to depend on weight, realistically. And then gear comes up shortly after you leave the runway. And then flaps I usually do once I get to about 180 knots or so. Make sure I've got good speed, the ability to climb well. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and slow down a little bit, let you guys kind of catch up.
You guys go ahead. My engine died somehow.
Yes. Yeah, you're gonna be constantly trimming this thing out. Alright, I'm going to take a left-hand turns. I'm going to start doing just kind of a donut here. While we wait for Grasshopper to get in the air.
It's gonna be a while.
Yep, no worries. Not a huge rush.
No, that my engine died. I needed repair.
Oh! Interesting. That's right, we got plenty of fuel.
I need to get out the F-18's way, so I'm taxiing down to the runway. Get out of his way.
Yep. So, Snacks, if you look out your cockpit out to your 9 o'clock, you should see a blue circle with a 1 in it. That is me. You'll want to kind of follow me. We're just going to kind of be flying in the same general direction for right now. Not going to be doing anything super crazy with formation flying or anything. But for right now, I'm just going to get us in the right spot. But like I said, I'm going to wait for Grasshopper to get here. So I'm going to take us up to about 6,000 feet. And then so I'm at 6,100. Alright. And we're just gonna circle here. Or spin here for now. So we can get.
Great. How does this happen to me? Do you guys have random failure on this thing?
Nope, shouldn't. Do you have both your engines still on, or
Well,
you said you're repairing your plane?
hold on. My number 2 engine died.
Okay.
That was the funny thing about this. I was a taxi behind the snack, and next thing I know is wait a second. My caution panel went off.
I wonder if you accidentally pulled your throttle too far and hit the off.
Let me try, because I don't think I can even start the engine.
Should be able to. Try to make sure you leave one of your engines on, otherwise you'll lose all of your INS alignments, which I might do already. So power or something.
No, my engine even won't move at all now. It's stuck.
Can you share your screen?
Yep.
Take a look, see. Oh yeah, both your engines are off now.
No, I turned my right engine off just to try to get it repaired, because you see the engine start cycle. My left engine doesn't even move. See that now?
Oh, there. Okay. So neither of your engines are on right now.
Yeah, I turned the right engine off. Watch your right engine. See the right engine moves?
Yeah.
The left engine doesn't move.
That's because you only start one engine first, and then you have to wait for the other.
No, the left engine I tried it twice.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Well, let's wait for one engine to get up first, and then we'll. Okay. Yep, I'm trying your left engine.
It broke.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Okay. Click at the base of your flight stick in the game, so it goes away.
I got costume panel. Let's see.
Hey, you're not getting any power, anything go into it. So turn the engine off. Left engine. Completely shut it down.
Warning,
Yeah.
autopilot.
Okay. Click at the base of your. No, leave the right engine on. Leave the right engine on. There's no reason to turn both engines off at the moment. So make sure the throttle on the left engine's all the way back. Make sure it's off.
It's off.
Okay. Click at the base of your stick in the cockpit.
Yeah.
At the base. Like, get rid of the stick.
How do you
So-
get rid of sticky?
Click the base of the stick where it meets the floor. Okay. Behind the brake, that's a breaker panel down there at the bottom. There should be an engine start, left and right. Click the fuse box for the left engine. Yep, click it. Then click it again. Now, see if you can start your engine. Still nothing, huh?
No.
What
Something.
What did
Something.
you do?
Engine die.
What did you do? Alright, hop out, go to a hot start.
Okay. Go to the hot start. Okay.
Because I don't want to have you do it all over again.
That's okay. That has happened a couple times. I'm wondering, see what I do wrong. Okay.
Alright, and then yep, just go out to the runway and get in the air.
No chuck. Alright, let's get out of here.
Going from something that moves fast to something that moves the opposite of fast. Yeah. It's definitely a different airframe than most people are used to. Everybody likes to go fast, and this goes anything but.
At this point, there's a lot of things F-16
Warning, autopilot.
can really do well. Classic, no CSC, CSC.
Yeah, I'll let you know that it's on. Yep, it is pretty nice. Snacks, you want to make your way about 180 degrees towards me? Kind of meet up with me. Grasshopper should be in the air here pretty shortly.
Where are you guys?
We're basically just once you get in the air, just come straight out. You'll see us. We didn't go very far. No, we're not super high either.
Keto visa, everything's good, alignment's good, Peter's good. Here's up, lights up. Somebody 8 miles away from me. It looks like it's friendly, simple to me.
Yep, it is. It'll be me. And or conversely, Snacks is more or less behind me.
What you heading, boss?
I'm just doing a circle, so I don't really have a specific heading at the moment. Oh, I see an F-18 coming my way. Over here. It would be Savage, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so we're just doing a left-hand spin right now. Alrighty. Alrighty. We're all airborne. Perfect.
Alright. What's up?
Alright. We are gonna, once we come around, and we're gonna head out towards the water a little bit. We're just gonna go out and fly about 20-ish miles out or so. And then we are going to start making our way back in. We're going to do something between now and then. Actually, we could probably do it on the way out right now. Nice. Get some formation flying going on. I'm going to come wings level here.
Ooh, hello.
Bump up my speed just a touch. Alrighty. So the whole purpose of what we're just going to do right now, we're just going to get a little bit used to the flying, which seems to be doing pretty well for the most part, so I'm not going to spend too much on it. But we are going to fly out, excuse me, a little ways, because we are going to be practicing on-speed angle of attack, or on-speed AOA, in preparation for landing the A10. So we're going to do that in the air out here and learn how the A10 kind of, feels and how it maneuvers while we're out here, and hopefully, we don't all smack the deck, and kind of getting used to it. So we're just going to fly out for a bit. A little ways here. And then we will fly back towards Sanaki and do our thing. Actually, you know what? We might just do a 180 right here. So, I'm just going to turn left here. And I'm going to slowly start bringing my airspeed down. And we're going to make our return trip heading about 090 here. We're actually going to give ourselves a little bit of room. We're going to stop at 100. And coming level. Alright, so I want you guys to give yourself a little bit of room, so spread out. And I don't have to go too far, but give yourself a little bit of room from each other. And as you're doing so, we're going to start going ahead and we're going to start slowing down down to about 200 knots. So basically, just start bringing yourself to idle. Once you get down to about 200-ish knots, doesn't have to be precise, you're going to go ahead and bring your gear down. And once your airspeed goes under 190 knots, you can go ahead and bring your flaps down to full. And if you guys are familiar with flying planes at all, you probably know what AOA is, but it's basically just the angle that our nose is pointing from horizontal. In the A10, the AOA indicator is to the left of the HUD, where it is for most planes. And our objective here is we want to fly the velocity vector and keep it level, but we also want to be on speed. So we should have the donut, not the two lines, either pointing up or down. But we want the donut to be the only thing we see, and we want to fly nice and level. So that's going to take getting the right airspeed and also trimming out so that way our plane is flying level. Ideally, you should be able to take your hand off the stick and not have to use the stick to do much adjustment. And then to gain or lose altitude, realistically, all you should have to do is give more throttle or less throttle. So once you get to a point where you can fly on speed and nice and stable. And like I said, we want to maintain AOA and maintain altitude. And then once are you both in that position?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Yep, it's going to be about 120-ish, somewhere in there. And then what I would like you to do is our final heading is going to be about that 090. So we're going to make a left turn here, just slightly, not anything super crazy. We're not doing a big turn. We're just going to come left a little bit. Kind of feel how the plane reacts to on speed, AOA, keeping it nice and level. You'll notice if you dip too far down, you have too much bank angle, you have to give it a little gas. And then once you get a pretty good turn, we're going to go back and turn back to the right, and we're going to come back on heading of 090. And this is just to give you a little bit of how it feels. Everybody seem pretty comfortable with that. Yeah, the whole idea is realistically, it's trying to eliminate as much movement from the pilot as possible. And in this case, the minimum amount of movement should be a little bit of maybe rudder to correct direction and or some roll. And then to gain or lose altitude, it's just increase or decrease throttle. You shouldn't have to pitch up or do anything like that. That should be the only thing you'd have to do to gain any sort of elevation or lose elevation. And this will give you a nice, good glide slope into landing at any airfield. Any questions? Pretty comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay. So the mechanical AOA gauge should be that down to the left of the HSI. Yeah, right in the clock. Yep. Yeah, it should be. It should be in that neck of the woods. I don't actually look at the mechanical one very often. So, but that should be about where it is. Yep. All right, cool. Everybody good? What we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves some juice. Start coming back up to speed. And as you pass through the higher speeds, go ahead and bring your gear up. Make sure you don't fall out of the sky. And then bring your flaps up. And then don't forget to retrim your aircraft. And I'm going to hold about 210 knots or so. And if you guys can kind of regroup with me. All right. Not too hard, right?
No.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. Yeah.
It's a real pilot's airplane. Steak and rudder.
Yep. All right. So we're just going to do a nice easy landing. We're not going to do anything by the book necessarily or anything. We're just going to go in, try and get wheels down, try not to blow up and crash or anything like that or break anything. That's our objective here. Next week we will talk a little bit more about proper airfield procedure. with the A10 specifically. Talked a little bit about the takeoff stuff, but we'll talk a little bit more about the numbers for the A10 for landing. So we're gonna fly a little bit downwind here of the airfield, and then we'll turn around and come back. But next, this is probably fun for you coming from the F-16. Considering, you know, we're like not high above stall speed for those kinds of planes.
Did you turn your? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's got it
doesn't-
wrong, but yeah, the A10's HIMIX does not follow the HUD. I can't remember if there's a setting to change that. I'll have to double check that. So I'll get back to you on that when I go dig a little bit. But yeah, it's weird that the HIMIX does not follow the HUD's pitch ladder. But who knows? All right, we are gonna go ahead and make a left-hand turn here, and we're gonna start dropping some altitude. So we're gonna basically just come in straight and easy onto runway 27 of Sanaki. We want to kind of like the numbers that we were looking for. Generally about 500 feet of descent in the A10, somewhere between 500 to 750 feet of descent is a good number. A10, you're gonna flare. Keep that nose up. You don't necessarily need to flare, but you're probably going to be flaring a lot of the time anyway. And then same numbers I kind of gave you earlier. Gear can come down technically above 200 knots, but I usually put it down about 200-ish knots. And then flaps will not extend unless you are below 190 knots. You know, I don't know, to be honest, because I've never not. I mean, the A10 doesn't really go very fast, so it's not like I can give you a definitive answer because we probably can't even reach that speed.
Probably 250, maybe.
It's probably, I would say probably closer to like 250 if I had to guess, but like I said, I don't say the A10 as a speed limit of any sort. So you guys are probably going to want to give yourself a little bit of room. So give yourself a little bit of a trail, so you're not flying directly behind somebody else in their jet wash. I'm going to come down to about 3,000 feet or so. We are still 10 miles out, so it's FYI. Alright, so now here I'm about 10 miles or so, so now I'm going to start slowly backing down. And if you need to, speed brakes are often deployed for the A10 landing. generally when you're heavier. Got a lot of momentum, but you can also be when you're slower too. So I'm going to deploy mine a little bit. And gear down, flaps down.
It's okay. I'm slowing down. I'm going to turn. You be fine. You be fine. Keep a brake out. Fly as slow as you can. It's not F-16. Fly as slow you can. This plane design fly slow.
That's fine. So I'm sitting at about 700 feet of descent or so. That's pretty decent.
I'm 1 mile behind you, dude.
Yeah, but he's also right next to me. Actually, if you want to go first, just go in. You're going faster than I am, so. Somebody's
That's a mine.
Going off.
Yep, because I'm flying really slow to give you guys space.
Oh.
Altitude, altitude.
Snacks, I'm gonna be coming in on your left-hand side or right-hand side. Excuse me. So just don't come right when you land. Woo. All right. I'm coming by you. I went a little further down the runway than I intended to. All right, and we are down. Ooh. Alrighty. Oh look, who's in the hunt? Oh, Savage.